Welcome to the Body Breakthrough Masterclass for Women. Today, we're going to be going over the 5 shifts to transforming your health and body 3 times faster than traditional programs. My name is Ted Rice, and again, I want to welcome you. We are going to get into some crucial information if you're looking to transform your body in a fast, effective, but also safe and sustainable way. And I'm so excited to share this with you because I know how it is. There's so much information out there. You don't know whether to trust me right now or not. You don't know whether what I'm going to share with you is going to be good information or not. Everyone is vying for your attention about how to get into the best shape. They're all claiming to have the answer. And I understand. And what I can tell you is I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to go through this masterclass and just see if the information connects with you. Just see if it makes sense to you. And I'm going to give you some proof. I'm going to show you some case studies to help shift your mindset and give you the real strategies that actually work for creating this without all the confusion, without all the frustration. So with that said, let's jump right into it. And the first thing I want to talk about is who this masterclass is for, because time is valuable. Time is our most valuable resource, and it's non-renewable. And I don't want you spending your time here if you're not the right person. So who is the right person for this masterclass? Well, if you're a woman who's a business owner, executive, entrepreneur, or other type of high performer who currently feels overworked, overweight, and stressed out. In other words, it's for those women who've been putting their family and career and other areas of their life first instead of their health, and they're now looking to lose 20 to 30 pounds of fat, boosting their energy and living the life they truly deserve. So if this sounds like you, then this is likely the most important masterclass you're ever going to watch. Why? Because in the next 50 minutes, you're going to learn how to lose 20 to 30 pounds of unwanted body fat and keep it off without joining exhausting boot camps or CrossFit classes, going on detoxes, cleanses, doing intermittent fasting, or any of those quick fixes that just don't work for long-term success. You're going to learn how you can go from being out of shape, stressed out, and sleep deprived to the best shape of your life. And this is going to work for you even if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, it doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. And you can do this while growing your career, being a great mom, and keeping that spark alive in your relationship. You're going to learn how to get your lean, sexy body, have vibrant health, and live an extraordinary life, even if you're tired of being a superwoman, if you're suffering from superwoman syndrome and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to have it all. You're going to learn how to have limitless energy so that you can keep up with your kids and or grandkids and perform at your highest level at work without any of those quote unquote productivity hacks. You're going to learn how to reverse your biological age. For example, I'm 42 right now. I've got clients who are 67, 54, 46. We all have a chronological age, but the truth is it's less about our chronological age and more about our biological age. So you can't change the amount of years you've been on earth, but you can change the way that your body works. And so many of us, we age faster than we should in the modern life because of our body fat levels, because of our stress levels, because we don't exercise in a way that's productive to keeping us young. And we're going to get into that today in this masterclass. And you're going to learn how to do all of this by ignoring the conventional wisdom, which isn't so wise, to be honest, and following a smart approach that still allows you to enjoy life. And my promise to you is that you're going to learn a powerful formula used by celebrity trainers like myself and elite athletes to reduce stress while transforming your health and body way faster than conventional methods. And I say 3 times faster, but the truth is most people don't even get good results at all. So it's even hard to put a number on it. I just did that kind of because it sounded cool, better than saying, hey, most of what people do just doesn't work at all. But that is the truth, and all while still enjoying your life. And so I know I'm making some strong claims here. I want to be clear about what this is not. This isn't a magic pill. And I know you know that, right? We all know that. There's no getting around doing the work. However, this can work like a magic pill, but it requires you shifting gears in a way that you've never done before. And this is not a work harder strategy, it's a work smarter strategy. In the past, maybe you got in shape by being an athlete and training all the time. perhaps when you were in college, perhaps when you were out of college. But now you don't have the time to do all that. So you need the best strategies that work in the time that you have to dedicate to your health and fitness. And that's what this is about. Also, synergy is your friend. I'm going to go over 5 shifts, but it's not any one that matters. It's all 5 working together that creates a dramatic transformation in both your body and your health. And lastly, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to replace medication or a doctor's advice. So if you have medical issues, make sure you check with your doctor before applying any of what we go over today. Also, there's nothing for sale on this webinar. There's not going to be a button that pops up where you can buy my course or anything like that. However, I do have a cool invitation for you at the end. So I want you to stick around for that. Before we jump into the 5 shifts, I want to check in with you and make sure I understand your situation. So does this sound like you? Do you appear successful to others on the outside, but inside you're struggling? Are you always juggling between your career and family in the hopes that one day you can spend time on your health and fitness, but that day never seems to come? And do you lie next to your partner, but you're too exhausted to rekindle the passion you used to feel? And you know it's slipping further away, and you know that your lack of self-care is a big reason why that's happening. You don't feel sexy, you feel like you don't look sexy, and it translates into how you show up in your relationship. And do you feel like you eat whenever you're frustrated or bored, and you want to change your relationship with food to the better, or for the better? And have you tried exercising hard, but ended up burning out or getting injured while still not getting the results you want? In other words, you tried to just throw a lot of classes and work hard. You tried that work harder strategy and it didn't work out for you. And do you feel that when summer approaches and the clothing shrinks, that your self-confidence shrinks too? And you think about, oh, wow, I really hate the way my arms look in photos and other types of things. We're going to be talking about that more and how to conquer that self-image issue. So you're going to want to stick around for that. And do you often feel tired but wired, and you need coffee to get going in the morning or some Red Bull or something like that, but then you need alcohol or even a sleeping pill or melatonin to wind down at night? And you know it's slowly killing you and aging you faster, but you just don't know another way. And do you secretly fear that the best days of your life are over and that it's too late to get in shape and it's all downhill from here? And no, I'm not talking about the amount of money you're making or your career success. I'm sure that's all going well. I'm sure you have an amazing family if you've chosen to have a family. And what I'm talking about here is you, your health, your body, how you feel in your own skin. Do you feel like it's too late to get in shape and that it's just something that you have to accept? The good news is that is not the reality if you don't want it to be. Okay, and that's the choice here. Because the real problem is that you haven't made what I call the shifts. And once you make these shifts, you're going to instantly cut stress and anxiety levels. You'll drop 20 to 30 pounds. You'll feel sexy again in your own skin and reclaim the vibrant health that you had in your youth that you thought you'd never get back. This is possible, my friends. This is possible, but you've got to do the right things, and most people don't. And you'll be able to bounce out of bed feeling rejuvenated and energized, excited and alive, and be able to sustain that feeling throughout the day without the stress and brain fog you've gotten so used to. You'll be able to have your partner fall back in love with the person they first met and be able to connect much deeper to them and your loved ones in the time that you currently spend with them. And you'll be in complete control of your body and health because you'll improve your relationship with food. You'll know how to train to get results. And you'll regain your confidence and feel great again in your own skin. How does that sound? Wouldn't you love that? Well, that's what we're going to get into today. So I want you to pay special attention to these shifts. And I want you to think about which ones you need to apply more. And just to give you the Cliff Notes version, I don't want to talk too much about myself here. This is really about you today and you getting the best results, learning the best strategies that I use with my clients. But there are a few things that I want you to know. For one, I'm not an internet marketer. I don't have a degree in business. I don't have a degree in marketing. I have a degree in biology. That's how boring and nerdy I was growing up. And I've been in the health and fitness industry for the past 20 years. And it wasn't until 6 years ago that I started doing things online. So this is what I do. It's not a job. It's not a career. It's a passion. I could have done so many other things. This is a passion. It's a privilege. I love helping people. And in case you're interested, I've worked with celebrities like Robert Downey Jr., Sir Richard Branson, Ricky Martin, and dozens of CEOs of multi-million-dollar companies from around the world. In fact, Sir Richard Branson called me a fit bastard when I first met him, and I considered that to be a great compliment. But the truth is, I've struggled just like you. I've been fat, stressed, and unhealthy. And listen, maybe you're an attorney or an executive or in marketing or whatever it is that you're doing in advertising. I'm a health professional. I couldn't afford to be fat, stressed, and unhealthy, right? Those are the types of people who don't get as many clients, right? It's not good for business, in other words. Although I got that way because I was focusing on my business. And I was following low carb and clean eating diets at the time, but I still got fat and I really didn't understand what was happening. Does that make sense? Have you ever tried to eat clean, but it just didn't work for you? And you were like, wow, I'm eating so clean. Why isn't this working? I've been there. Also, you hear about doing short, intense, high intensity interval training workouts, and that's like the best way to get in shape. I did that. It didn't work for me. And I thought I was so smart. I'm just going to work out for these 20 minutes and do these hardcore workouts. They left me injured and in pain, but they never transformed my body. And lastly, of course, because I read too many muscle mags as a kid and too many magazines, I thought that maybe supplements were the answer that I was looking for. And what I learned was supplements just are not, there's some supplements that can really help. Collagen for your joints, spirulina if you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. There's some things that can really help, but they help with your health. But it's really supplemental. It is about the things that we're going to talk today, the things that we're going to dive into today that really matter the most. All right, so that's all I want you to know about me, but I will tell you a little bit about how I discovered these. So I was in great shape in my 20s up until I reached my early 30s. I was ripped. I thought I knew everything that I needed to know about diet and everything that I thought I needed to know about, lifting weights and getting in shape. I was one of those cocky, borderline, maybe douchey guys, right? Not too terrible, of course, but I really thought I was cocky, in other words, and I thought I had it all figured out. But then I got fat in my mid-30s. And it's because I took all that energy that I was putting towards getting in shape and I put it into my business. And you know what? Even though I got fat, my business did get better. In fact, I launched this online part of my business to the point where this is all I do now. And it was an amazing transformation business-wise, but it was a really sad transformation health-wise. And I was so convinced I knew everything. I helped people transform their bodies. So many people in my personal training days, and I didn't understand what was going on with me. Eventually, I stopped the excuses and realized, you know what? I got to stop thinking that I know everything. There's something here that I'm missing. And luckily, I wised up. I did the research and I figured it out. And that's what I'm going to be showing with you today. And what I discovered was that there are 5 simple shifts to unlocking optimal health, better performance at work, and life, really, and the body of your dreams in record time. I mean, I'm 42 right now. I'm going to be 43. I'm going to be even in better shape when I'm 43. That's the power of this. And I'm going to walk you through all of the shifts in this masterclass. So let's get into the first one. Stop dieting. What's the first thing when you think when you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see? Let me take a guess. I need to get on a diet ASAP. Just look at my thighs, look at my arms. Oh, I hate the way my arms look in those photos. But here's the thing. An estimated 45 million Americans go on a diet each year. They also spend 33 billion each year on weight loss products. In fact, I think there's a statistic showing that women go on so many diets, like something like 67 diets in the course of their life. It's just insane. And now you know why there's no end to new diets, new offerings, and new spins on things. It's because it's 33 billion a year. That's a huge amount of money to make. But here's the thing. The vast majority of them will never succeed. And you may ask, well, how do you know that? And that's a great question. And the answer is research. Scientists have actually studied, do people who follow diets lose weight and keep it off successfully? And what they found was that less than 1 in 20 lost and maintained weight successfully. All right. That means 95% of diets fail. Let me ask you something, because I know you're a smart person. That's why you're taking time for yourself today. If I said, hey, do you want to invest in my business? It's got a 95% chance of failing, but I really believe in that last 5%. Would you invest in it? Of course you wouldn't. If I said, hey, you want to buy this car seat? It's got a 95% chance that it's going to fail and that your kid's going to get injured if you ever get into an accident. Would you buy it? Of course you wouldn't. You wouldn't do anything that has a 95% chance of failing, except for following diets. And why do we do this? Because it's what's popular out there. It's what our friends are doing. It's what people are telling you to do. It's what, let me tell you one thing. People who write diet books don't actually usually coach people on diets. They don't coach people. They don't work with people. Now, sometimes they do, but the point is some of the best-selling diets, they wrote a book and it got popular, but they don't actually work with people, all right? I don't have a book because I'm too busy helping clients all the time. And let me tell you the way to get out of this yo-yo dieting trap. You've got to personalize your nutrition. Let me ask you a few questions. If a woman weighs 200 pounds and another woman weighs 150 pounds, do you think there might be a different nutrition approach for each of them? What if a woman is 40% body fat versus a woman who's 20% body fat? Now, we're going to talk a lot about body fat later, and we're going to talk about weight as well. But do you think there might be a difference there in their approach? How about age? What if someone's in their 20s versus someone in their 50s? What about metabolism? What if someone has a faster versus slower metabolism? What about a woman who works out 6 days a week versus a woman who works out 2 days a week? Do you think there might be something different? What about food preferences or social calendar? And the answer is, of course, right? These are rhetorical questions. You're a smart person. Of course, there's got to be something different about it. They're not going to all eat the same amount of food, the same types of food. There's got to be some differences there. And so what I want you to ask yourself is, are you following a one-size-fits-all approach? Or are you doing something that's personalized to you? Now, unfortunately, I can't tell you what to do because I don't know you. I don't know your weight, your body fat percentage, how often you're exercising, what type of exercising you're doing. But I can suggest this for you. There's one simple question to ask yourself to know if what you're doing is the right approach. And are you losing excess body fat consistently while toning up? Are you looking better in the mirror and losing the fat? Eating foods that you enjoy. And I'm not talking about cupcakes and cookies here. I'm talking about foods like, hey, broccoli is never going to taste as good as key lime pie. It's just never going to happen. But I can eat broccoli most of the time or whatever food most of the time. Right? Are you doing something that you can keep up? Because if the answer is no, then what you're doing is a quick fix solution. You're going to do it. You're going to use willpower. And because you're a strong woman and you're going to drive forward, but you're going to eventually fall off. And this is the all or nothing approach that I see that so many women take. And it just leads to self-sabotage. So if you can't keep up what you're doing right now, or if you're not getting results with what you're doing, it's not the right approach, period. And let me show you someone who is doing the wrong approach for her, then started doing the right approach. This is Deanne. She's a 54-year-old laboratory researcher with a history of gaining a bunch of weight. And she was always turning to food to feel better about her life. It's a very common theme, unfortunately. And she was 30 pounds overweight, and it was putting her at risk for disease, and she wasn't feeling good about herself. She experimented with several popular diets. In fact, she was doing the ketogenic diet and mixing it with intermittent fasting, which is super popular and also super unnecessary. But she wasn't getting results. Now, I want to be clear here. Look at this photo. This is her doing intermittent fasting in the ketogenic diet. That's her with the results, okay, from doing that. And then she signed up to my coaching program, and boom, this is her on my program, all right? This is her after personalizing her nutrition. She lost 29 pounds of fat, built lean muscle, dropped her body fat percentage to 24%, which is the lowest that she's been since she was in her 20s, and she's looking amazing. And I also helped her with a back pain issue that she was having. Now she can get up and down off the floor with ease. Who do you know who's in their 50s who got in better shape, whose back feels better in their 50s? That's the types of results that I get. And she's on top of the world right now. She's amazed, and she's actually competing in weightlifting events because that's the type of thing. Now, maybe you don't have the same body fat as Deanne. Maybe you have, maybe you're different, but the principles that I use to create the transformation with her are the same that work for everybody. It doesn't matter what your body type is like or what you're into. It matters applying the right principles. So this is what's possible when you do the right things. The next thing is stop focusing on weight. Let's get down into it because this one is super important. If you're a woman who's overly focused on the scale, you have a bad relationship with the scale, you're going to want to pay special attention to this one. So I want to be completely honest. Want you to be completely honest with me right now. Have you ever woke up and decided to weigh yourself, and before you stepped on that scale, you already decided that the number will be the judge of your day, right? You didn't say that to yourself, but internally that's how you felt. And if you gained weight, you would have a horrible day and feel like a complete failure. But if you lost weight, you'd have an amazing day and feel on top of the world. If you answer yes, you should stick with me because we're going to go into why success is not measured in pounds and how to ditch the scale for good. It really isn't that useful at all. Here's the fact. Weight loss numbers don't always reflect real progress. And you're going to about to see this, what it looks like in person. Okay, what it looks like in person. Look at this, 140 pounds in that photo on the left, 140 pounds in the photo on the right. What's the difference there? Look at that right one. Not sure what her weight is, but same weight, different body. How can that be? The truth is that when it comes to fitness goals, most women tend to focus on weight loss. They only care about weight loss if you ask them about what their body composition is. What's your body fat percentage? Oh, I don't know. And listen, I'm not trying to be rude. This is next level thinking. That's why I'm the coach here. Of course, I want to ask you right now, do you know your body fat percentage? And if the answer is no, then no wonder you're struggling with this. You don't even know. You're judging by the scale, and the scale is not a good way to measure your success. And of course, this has to do with stereotypes on gender and physique, where guys are always wanting to build muscle, and it's often associated with masculinity. But the truth is, it's just building muscle is what you want. Okay, it's what you want, and trust me, this isn't your fault. Women are more likely to focus on weight loss because that's what the mainstream diet and fitness advice always talks about. But the truth is, it's a prescription for becoming skinny fat. And you lose weight, you're actually losing muscle a lot of the time. Then it makes it easier to put back on the fat. And you never look the way you want, even though you get to fit into your clothes. Does that sound familiar? And you might be still wondering if those women really weigh the same in both pictures and look so different. And the truth is, yes, okay? Their hard work of proper nutrition and exercise wasn't reflected on the scale, but it was reflected on their pictures, and it was reflected in their body fat percentage because their body composition changed, not their weight. They put on muscle. I had a client recently, he lost 10 pounds in a month, but when I checked his body composition, he lost 10 pounds of weight, but he gained 6 pounds of muscle. So he lost 16 pounds of fat. He lost 16 pounds of fat. Do you see how that works? It wasn't the 10 pounds. And a lot of women, sometimes they'll gain weight when they go to the gym, and then they think it's a bad thing. Sometimes we gain a little bit of muscle first before we start losing the fat. But you're never going to know unless you figure out your body composition with a DEXA scan or an InBody or a bod pod. So let's talk a little bit more about this. The moment you step on a scale, you decide things about yourself, whether you're fat or thin, whether you've succeeded or failed, perhaps even how you feel about yourself as a person. But the number on the scale is often tied to our body image, something that many of us struggle with on a regular basis, especially women. And here's the truth though, if you're 35% body fat percentage or over, you're obese. In other words, it doesn't matter how much you weigh. You're unhealthy and you need to focus on getting into a healthy body fat percentage, period. This is the truth. This is where most women go wrong. And let me ask you, do you know your body fat percentage? I've already asked you that. I'll ask you it again. If the answer is no, then you have no idea where you stand. You have no idea how much you should be eating or what you should be doing, period. And you have no idea if what you're doing is actually working. So here's a crazy thing that I hear all the time from my female clients. Their clothes are fitting better, they feel lighter, they feel healthier and stronger, but the scale will stubbornly stay put. Now, some women lose a lot of weight because they have a lot of weight to lose, others don't. But these women who don't see the scale change, they ask me, why isn't it going down? And the answer is always your body composition changed. It's not about your weight. It's about how you look and, of course, how you feel. And this goes beyond just this. It goes beyond just how we're showing up and how we're in our clothes. There's so many other things that are important beyond just how you look. Now, how you look will change eventually if you're doing the right things, but look at what you get from exercise as well. We have to change this mindset because it's crushing your results. It's crushing your confidence. The best part is when I send them their before and after progress pics, they can't believe how much they've changed. And we do body fat tests every month. So that's what I want to tell you to do. Do a progress picture every month. Do a body composition test every month to make sure that you are getting the right results and on the right track. Otherwise, you have no idea what you're doing is working. You can't use the scale. You can even throw it away, all right? And just get that body composition test. If you've got a bad relationship with the scale, throw it away. And I want to ask you a favor. Next time you decide to weigh yourself, please remember your weight is not your worth. What really matters is the body fat percentage. If you're gaining weight but looking good, it means that your body fat percentage is changing. You're losing fat and gaining muscle. So there's no point in feeling like a failure every time you step on a scale. So again, get rid of it if you've got a bad relationship with it, okay? Just get rid of it. Again, here we go, 125 pounds, 125 pounds, 125 pounds. She was gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time. Same thing happened on the right. And this is what happens, especially if you're out of shape. Here's the good news about being out of shape. When you're out of shape, this is what happens more easily. If you're a few years behind on your workouts, you put on muscle quickly. And you may see the scale go up quickly because you put on muscle so fast. But a lot of women will see that and go, oh my God, this isn't working. I'm gaining weight. I'm getting fatter by going to the gym. I'm getting bulky. The truth is that's not what's happening. Could be that you need to tweak your diet, but eventually, that weight will come down. You got to stay strong and get rid of the scale if it's messing you up. Just rely on progress photos and body fat composition tests. The third one, stop doing cardio. Oh yeah, I'm going to go running to burn off. If you're that person, that woman who's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do some cardio because cardio, you get into the fat burning zone and that burns fat. You're going to learn a lot right now and learn why cardio, it's good for your health, but it's usually terrible for changing your body. All right. I know that's a strong claim to make, but let's get into it. Now, this is what everyone says, right? These are all things that you've heard before, but let me tell you, not one of them is the right thing to do. In fact, you can easily go wrong with all of these, okay? You can use some of these, but not one of them is the key, okay? Not one of them is the key. And we only want to focus, we want to work smarter, not harder, right? So we want to focus on the big picture things that give us the best results. Don't you agree with that? Aren't you limited in your time? So let's focus on the big picture methods that give us the best results in the shortest amount of time. So research has clearly shown this. Diet alone. Let's say you want to go, you're like, I want to lose some weight. Let me go on a diet. Oh, I don't want to exercise. I just want to diet. Guess what? That 20 pounds you lost or 10 pounds or 30 pounds or however many pounds you lost, 31% of it was muscle. And this is the reason that women who diet end up putting weight back on, because if you lose muscle, you've slowed down your metabolism. And what do so many women and men actually complain about? Oh, I've got a slow metabolism. Well, it's because you ate up your muscle when you did that diet. It's because you're not doing the right types of training. Then someone will say, well, I'm going to diet and do cardio. Okay, I'm going to exercise. I'll do exercise. I'll go running 4 or 5 times a week for 45 minutes each time. Guess what? Now you're losing only 22% muscle loss. Now that's an improvement, but that ain't good. That means for every 10 pounds you lose, you're losing 2 pounds of muscle. And guess what? Slowing down your metabolism again. Look at this. Diet and lifting weights, only 3% muscle loss. That is the answer right there. This is what research has clearly shown, and this is something that really people have known for a long time, but we have anecdotal evidence from real live case studies, from real world case studies, and we have research clearly shows that you want to prioritize resistance training, lifting weights, body weight training, whatever you want to call it. You want to lift with resistance because this, you lose the least amount of muscle. This is how you change your body fast. Ditch the dieting alone and ditch the cardio. Actually, you could throw in a little bit of cardio, but you got to prioritize lifting the weights if you want to change your body, and you want to make sure that the weight that you're losing is actually fat and not muscle. So what does that actually look like when you prioritize weights and nutrition over the other things? Good question. This on the left, I know that's probably even hard to look at, isn't it? But that's what happens to so many women who just diet down, okay? It's what happens to so many women that just diet down, or women who prioritize cardio. Why? Because they lose muscle mass. Now, what's the difference with the one on the right? The one on the right is doing exactly what I'm talking about. They're following nutrition, but they're gaining muscle, okay? You see the way those glutes pop? Her butt muscles are popping out like that. What about on the left? That's missing muscle on the left. That's building muscle on the right. And it doesn't matter what your butt looks like right now. It can be better, but you've got to focus on building the muscle there. And that is critical. You can't get around that. It's just how the human body works. So which one do you want to be? The woman on the left, which just dieted down, or the one on the right that used proper nutrition and weightlifting to create that dramatic change that you see in that photo? And I know that we all know the answer to that. And listen, I understand you. When you're working out at the gym, we all want to know what's going to be the most beneficial exercise, especially when wanting to get the most bang for your buck. But if you keep doing long cardio sessions, you might lose weight, but it will never get the sexy, lean, and toned body you always wanted. So you got to make a choice here. If you want to look better, you have to do the right things. And I know the vast majority of women, they just love doing cardio, and that's okay. But while you're changing your body, prioritize resistance training. You'll never look great in your swimsuit. Every summer, you'll have the same excuses about why you didn't get in shape. You'll be hiding in your summer cover-up, and will always be thinking that people are judging your success by the way you look. And that's not true. The saddest part is that most women start to believe that this is just a part of being over 40, that it's too late to get their dream body and have vibrant health and live an extraordinary life. When the truth is, you just have to do the right thing. So I want you to stop believing that. I want you to change your story now, and I want you to be confident this summer. You can change your body in a few weeks. You just need a good strategy. And I'll be sharing even more strategies coming up in the next few minutes. So keep watching. So the solution is to focus on nutrition and strength training. And here, I'll give you just a few things that you can do right now. So, and here's the big thing, right? Resistance training burns fat and builds lean muscle at the same time. And here's what I want you to do. Are you ready? 3 total body workouts per week, taking each set that you do to muscular exhaustion. Why total body workouts? Because you want to work out smart, not harder. You don't want to do the bro split and do chest on Mondays, back on Tuesdays, legs on Wednesdays, arms and calves on Thursdays, whatever. We don't do that anymore. That's not working smart. That's working hard. You don't have to spend hours at the gym. Get in. You could even get 2 total body workouts and still get great progress, but 3, that's going to be impressive. You're going to see an impressive change in your physique. So do that and stop doing the cardio. So this shift combined with the previous ones is the recipe to tone and sculpt your body in record time. At the end of the day, ask yourself, how do you want to look? Like that skinny fat woman on the left or that toned woman on the right? And we all know what the answer is, but you've got to make the choice and do the right thing. And just to show you, none of these celebrities are doing cardio, right? They might do cardio on the side, but they're all focused on proper nutrition and strength training. That's how you build muscle. They know that the shortcut to getting a lean, toned, and sexy body is not cardio. Okay, they may even like cardio more, but they say, you know what? I'm going to do what it takes to build the muscle. And that's why you see this. We know it builds muscle. Resistance training. That's what you get. You don't get big and bulky. You look like Halle Berry, you look like Sofia Vergara, you look like Jennifer Lopez. They're looking amazing because they're doing the right things. It's as simple as that. It's not their genes. They just have the money to hire the people like me who know what they're doing. That's it. So I'm sharing with you what to do without all that. So let's talk about using the secret weapon. And you're probably wondering, oh, what's the secret weapon? Well, it's not your diet. It's not your workout. Well, if it's not those things, then what is it? It's the synergistic effect of all the pillars of optimal health working together that create the dramatic transformations that I'm showing you. Here's the thing. Recent studies have shown that your stress levels affect your fat loss success. Also, research shows that a gender difference in stress coping behavior. Women are more likely to turn to food while men drink alcohol and smoke cigarettes. Studies have also found that if you're stressed and sleep deprived, up to 80% of your weight loss will be muscle instead of fat. Okay, especially if you're not exercising. Now, I already showed you that. In fact, I showed you from another study that was 30%. But if you're stressed and sleep deprived, you can add on another up to 80% will be muscle and lean mass instead of fat. If you're sleeping less than 6 hours or less than 7 hours actually a night, if you're sleeping about 5 hours a night, something like that, most of your weight's going to be muscle instead of fat. If you're super stressed, and again, you're doing cardio on top of it and doing a diet, you are eating up muscle, you're slowing down your metabolism. And also, sleep deprivation has been shown to lead to what's called hedonic eating, right? The fancy word is called hyperplasia, so hedonic hyperplasia. In other words, you're having cravings and eating junk food. Does that sound like something you've experienced? Are you sleep deprived? Do you have food cravings? Do you eat when you're stressed or something goes wrong? Is it what you turn to, the double chocolate chip, the pint of double chocolate chip ice cream, or the fries from McDonald's, or whatever it is that you're into? The truth is that too much stress will ruin your fitness success and lead to emotional eating. Not enough sleep will crush your energy levels and crash your immune system. In other words, you won't be able to look the way that I've shown you if you don't focus on sleep and managing your stress. Or if you manage to get that look, you won't be able to keep it up, okay? Because you're going to crash and burn. It's just what's going to happen. And one more time, you must focus on managing your stress levels if you want to achieve and maintain the body you've always wanted, along with experiencing that health and living the life that you want. And how do you do it? Well, the most effective stress reduction strategy of all is getting enough sleep. Why? Your body perceives sleep deprivation as a major stressor. And the good news is that a few nights of solid sleep can bring it all back into balance. So you need to be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And if 9 sounds insane and 8 sounds slightly less crazy, you better be shooting for 7. And I have my clients track their sleep using a wearable or an app or something that gives some data on how they're sleeping, okay? You'll eat less, you'll feel better, and it'll be so much easier to get in shape. And to illustrate this shift, I just had a coaching client that was super stressed and overwhelmed. Now, this is a guy, but it's true for women as well. And he wasn't getting leaner every week like all my other clients. And so instead of being hard on him, which, I get triggered when my clients don't get results. I'm like, man, what's going on? I stopped myself and I said, hey, listen, what do you think's going on with this? And after speaking to him, he talked about his stress levels. And he was saying that he was overeating and not sleeping well. So I was like, hey, you know what? Don't worry so much about the nutrition and exercise right now. Just focus on sleep and stress. Do the meditations. Give yourself a break. Don't feel like you got to get to the gym or eat the right things. Just focus on reducing your stress. That should be your priority. And he started going to bed early and doing meditation before bed. We tracked his results. And after 7 days, he was 4 pounds lighter. 4 pounds lighter. Okay, we tend to overeat and not even realize it when we're stressed or sleep deprived. And if we just focus on that, it makes everything so much easier. So what I want you to do is focus on this as well, right? Because in other words, he slept better, he ate less, he felt great every morning. He just naturally did the things that were better for him. And that's what happens when you focus on managing your stress, especially if you're having some sleep issues and finally dialing that in. And this is a client, Todd, 46-year-old engineer who, had a dramatic lifestyle change since his career took off. And after spending 10 hours a day working, his weight crept up almost 100 pounds. And he didn't like what he saw in the mirror. It made him feel like a pale shadow of the picture of health he was in his 20s. And by the way, this was him exercising all the time. This is him working out all the time. This shows you most people will not be able to out-train a bad diet. Okay, it's just not going to happen. And he felt like he was on his way to getting a heart attack or cancer, which is probably the case. Most people die from heart attacks in the West. Cancer is the second biggest killer. Those are the two biggest killers right there. So most likely he was. That's a person that looks like they're on their way to getting a heart attack or cancer. And then we started working together, and it was clear that he needed to make some changes to his workout and definitely to his nutrition, but also to his lifestyle. And this is what happened. Within 2 weeks, he'd already lost 7 pounds. Now, bigger people, they lose weight faster. So I'm not saying everybody can lose 7 pounds in 2 weeks, but it's possible depending on how much fat you have to lose. And within 6 months, he lost 72 pounds. So there's no reason to lose 72 pounds in 5 years or 3 years or whatever. You can do this fast. You can do it, relatively quickly. And the thing that made the biggest difference for him after asking him about it was the increase in sleep quality. And it helped him manage his stress levels. He was one of those people who wore sleep deprivation like a badge. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Sleep is for the weak. You come in, you drink coffee, and just go to it. But he wasn't as productive as he thought. And it was definitely taking a toll on his health, big time. And we changed all that, and he actually got better energy levels, was more productive, and lost 72 pounds in 6 months. So who do you want to be? That person who's always in that effort mode, running around with 5 hours of sleep, drinking coffee to charge yourself up. In other words, borrowing energy through chemical means so you can get things done, and then talk to all your friends about how you're so busy and how you work so hard? Or do you want to be effortless and get these results without stressing so much? I know what I would choose, but again, it's up to each one of us to choose the right approach for us. And the last shift here, I want you to pay special attention to. If you're the person who's like, listen, I know all this stuff, or I know most of it, I've heard most of it before, but I just don't know what to do. I need some help. And I've bounced around. I bought the $67 PDF workout. I've got the $297 workout meal plan combination, but I still wasn't able to create the change in my body. Well, I'm talking to you right now. If you need some assistance. So most women think they're one special trick away from getting the body they want. And they think they can learn this trick from a masterclass like this, YouTube video, blog post, or podcast. And here's the truth. Some of you will take what I share with you right now, you'll put it into action, and you'll transform your body. That'll be a small percentage. The rest of the people watching right now, the rest of the women watching right now, think that they're going to walk away and apply one of these tricks or tips or shifts, as I call them, and just have a big transformation. But the truth is, if you haven't been able to figure out on your own yet, it's not going to happen with one special trick. You just don't have the experience to know how to apply it to yourself, to your body. Now, you're probably an expert in other things. If you're a parent, if you're a mom, you're probably an expert in raising children. I'm not. I don't have kids yet. On the way, though, but soon. But what I'm trying to say is we're all experts. If you're in advertising, I don't know anything about advertising. If you paid me to do an advertising I know a little bit about it, but if you paid me to do an advertising campaign for a business, it probably would not do so well. Even though I could read about it online, I could listen to podcasts about it, I could watch some masterclasses about it, but I just don't have the experience because everyone has knowledge, right? Especially about exercise and nutrition. I mean, how many diets and workouts have you done? But what you don't have is wisdom. And that comes with experience. And that's what a good coach can bring. So it took me the better part of 2 decades to get to where I can create consistent and sustainable results for my clients. Okay, before I was doing good things and some of the people would make transformations and others wouldn't. I really wouldn't understand why. Like I said, I thought I knew it all, but I actually didn't. But now I understand what I needed to know and what I need to do to create results for every single client. I never have a client who doesn't get results with me unless they just completely refuse to do anything, right? And then in that case, I don't work with them. I don't work with people like that. So in that time, I learned a lot of things that turned out not to be true. And I guarantee you know some things, you quote unquote know some things right now that are not true. And here's what's at stake. Most Americans are stressed, out of shape, and on the verge of a heart attack. And how do we solve this problem? more information and more thinking. And it's just not working. 95% of people fail to lose weight and keep it off every year, yet they repeatedly go on a diet, try this next workout program. Oh, maybe Orange Theory will be the answer. Or maybe, oh, look at what that celebrity is doing. Maybe that'll be the answer. It might be time to rethink all that time you spend researching and trying to figure things out on your own. If you're not getting the results, I mean, how long do you want to wait? If you're not getting the results you want, you need a new approach, not just more information. You need a ladder. You can't keep digging yourself out of the hole that you're in. You need a ladder. And fail to do this, you're going to be watching someone else's masterclass next year, hoping that it'll hold the secret, and just repeating this broken pattern that never leads you to the results that you are after. And how many more diets are you going to try until you realize it's not going to give you the body you want? How much more money and time are you willing to spend on worthless supplements, time-consuming workouts, and quick fixes that just aren't, it's just not solving your problem? The shortcut you're looking for is to invest in a personalized solution, guidance, and accountability. It's the fastest and surefire way to achieve the results you haven't been able to get on your own. And that's period, right? You wouldn't go out and try to learn golf or tennis on your own, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, or how to play a musical instrument, right? You'd invest in some sort of instruction. And I live this. I don't just talk this, I walk the talk. I spent $80,000 on various types of training, mentoring, and coaches. I spent just over $20,000 last year. In fact, this is the secret to my success, is to hire the right coaches. It wasn't until I accepted that I couldn't do everything on my own and invested in coaching that I started living the life that I wanted, that I started getting the results that I wanted. And I'm telling you, it's going to be the truth for you as well. So don't go at it alone. If you're struggling to get the results, find the best coach out there and spend what it takes to work with them. It'll be the best decision of your life. All right, that wraps up the 5 shifts. Now I want to just briefly recap. Step 1 is stop dieting and personalize your nutrition. Step 2 is stop focusing on your weight. Get a body fat composition test once a month to make sure you're losing fat and gaining muscle, and take progress photos and focus on how your clothes fit. Stop doing cardio. Focus on nutrition and resistance training, and maybe add in some cardio if you have time aside from that. And focus on stress management. If you're sleeping 5 hours or even less a night, you're not going to get the body you want. You've got to manage your stress, and the best way of doing that is by ensuring that you're sleeping at least 7 and up to 9 hours a night. And 5, if you're struggling with this on your own, invest in mentoring. It'll be the fastest, easiest, most effortless way to transform your body and get this handled now. Not 5 years, not 3 years, not 8 months, okay? Now. And these 5 shifts alone are enough to reclaim your health, get the body you've always wanted, and live an extraordinary life. Now, here's the thing. You have a choice right now, and this is where I'm going to offer, this is where I'm going to invite you to go a bit deeper. So I want you to stick around if you're interested. Again, I've got nothing to sell, okay? There's not going to be, you're not going to buy anything, but I do have an invitation. So I want you to stick around for it. Here's how I can help. My team and I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these techniques in your life and get immediate results starting today. You could be getting results in 1 week if you're on the right program. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I've seen them. I know how to shift you past it. It's not that big of a deal. And on this call, I'll help you get total clarity about exactly what you want your body, health, and life to look like, as well as the exact steps you should take to becoming leaner, sexier, and healthier faster than you ever thought possible. And the cost of the call, again, it's free. You don't have to pay for it. There's not going to be a tab that pops up where, a button that pops up where you make a payment. Okay, the call is absolutely free, but it's not for everyone. It's for people who possess the courage to embrace a faster and smarter way to transform your health and body. In other words, you got to be coachable. And the other thing is you got to be committed, because the truth is most people just don't get the results they want because they're not committed. So if you're not fully committed, this isn't for you. If you're not willing to follow instructions, this isn't for you. However, if you're ready, if you're already going 100 miles an hour and you want change now, you just like, God, just tell me what I'm already doing all this stuff. Just tell me what I got to do and I will do it. Just point me in the right direction. If you're already going 100 miles an hour, you just need a few degree shift so that you're doing the right things instead of the wrong things and ready to make your health and yourself a priority in your life, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to book a session right away. Go to legendarylifeprogram.com/apply. That's legendarylifeprogram.com/apply. Spaces are limited. Apply now. And I hope you enjoyed this masterclass and looking forward to speaking with you.